Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cameron. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the truth about being an introvert on a college campus. I know a lot of people on college campuses are introverts. Maybe you're like a senior in high school and you're an introvert, and maybe you're like nervous about how you're gonna navigate through trying to make friends in college. So this video is here to help you. So before we get this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and turn on post notifications so you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, first off, I should start by saying that if you're an introvert who's not very social or friendly, I would never in a million years recommend going to a college that is one, out of state, or two, a college where you don't know anybody, which is what I did when I went to college. So I'm an introvert and I went to school out of state, and I went to a school where I don't know anybody. As an introvert who I consider myself to be a social introvert, but we'll get into that later in the video. I don't start conversations with strangers. I've never had an issue making friends before, so I didn't think it was gonna be a big deal. But I don't know, college was really different from high school. I thought it was a great idea to go to a school out of state and to a school where I don't know anybody, because obviously the school I go to, Southern University, is an HBCU. They don't have any HBCUs in California. Like there's not a single one. If there was HBCU in California, I would have went there instead of here. Yeah, so it's HBCU. And why did I go to a school where I don't know anybody? Because I felt like I wanted a fresh start, because I hated high school. I just wanted to go to a school where I didn't know anybody and nobody knew me, and I could just like start over in a sense. I think that was my goal. Yeah, so I thought it was a good idea. I was like, yes, I'm going to school where I don't know anybody. That's amazing, that's great. Looking back, like, I don't regret coming here at all. I do not regret coming here, not for a second. But if I could do it again, I probably would have made a different decision. So that's why I say, like, if you're an introvert and you're not like great with like meeting new people, do not go to school out of state, and do not go to a school where you don't know anybody. It could be one or the other. Like if you go to a school close to home where you don't know anybody, that's not the worst thing, because then if you have troubles meeting friends, you could still like hang out with your friends on the weekend. Or if you go to school out of state but you have a whole bunch of people there that you know, like that wouldn't be bad either. That would be a good thing. Both of those put together, as an introvert who's not very like social, yeah, I just would not recommend that ever. I would never recommend that. Not unless you just want to challenge yourself and you just want to see how you get through it, then okay. But yeah, if not, then no, don't do what I did. Don't do what I did. So basically, when you're the type of introvert that doesn't like to start conversations with strangers, it can really just make things difficult as far as meeting new people. Especially if you're going to a school out of state where you don't know anybody. As an introvert, it can make you less inclined to like want to go to like school events because you don't know anybody there. So like I said, like 3 minutes ago, I'm a social introvert. So this is something that I literally just figured out about myself. This is the conclusion that I came to. Like, I'm pretty reserved, but like, and I'm definitely an introvert, like definitely an introvert. And I'm nowhere near an extrovert, but I'm a social introvert, meaning I can be quiet and closed off when you first meet me, but that's just because I don't know you and I'm not comfortable around you. But the second I get comfortable around you, the second I like warm up to you, I can be like extremely talkative, and like that's where like my silly side comes out and like the real me comes out. Like I can talk too much. So that's just the type of introvert I am. I'm not like the homebody introvert. Like I really like going out. Not last minute though. Do not ask me to do things for you. Not invite me out last minute. Do not do that. Like that's just gonna like give me anxiety. I love doing fun things. I like making memories. I like experiencing things. I like to go out. So I'm a social introvert. So that's how I am with you. Once I get comfortable around you, once I warm up to you, and once I feel close to you, that's the type of introvert I am. Like once I feel close to you, I'm like extremely talkative. Like I don't shut up around you. Like I talk. But I'm not like that if we just meet though. Most of the time not unless we just click right off the bat. But I've only had that with like a few people that I've met in my life. Like I can be a homebody and not want to go out with people if I just met them, if I don't know them like that, because I don't know what the vibe is and I feel like uncomfortable and I feel like out of my element. I just really don't want to go because I just don't know you guys like that, so I don't want to like spend time with you. But that's how you like meet people, so it's like shooting yourself in the foot kind of. But since that I've discovered that I'm like a social introvert, I wouldn't mind going out every weekend. Well, maybe not every weekend, but like most weekends. Like I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind doing that. I just don't want to do it with people that I don't know. If but do it with people that I know well, people that I really enjoy their company, yeah, I can be super social in that way. In general, it's tough being an introvert on a college campus because it just makes it a little bit harder to get to know people and for them to get to know you. So I'm an introvert and I'm a Capricorn, so I have like a whole bunch of walls up when I meet people, and like definitely my guard is up, and definitely like you don't get like the real Cameron when you meet me. So like you get like the super reserved, not extremely talkative Cameron, and that's what you probably would think I am, but that's really not what I am like in real life, or like when you really get to know me. So as most introverts can relate to, it takes us like forever to warm up to people, like forever. Like it literally takes the longest time in the world for us to warm up to people when we first meet them. Like I have people in my life now that I've known for like years that I'm just now starting to feel a little comfortable around. As introverts, it takes months to like warm up to people. So I've made friends here at school, but they kind of just fell into my lap. Like I didn't go searching for them. I didn't try extremely hard to find friends or to make friends. Like there was some effort put in my freshman year, but after that it was pretty much just we had classes together, so that's how we became friends. I think the key word for this whole video, like if you're an introvert going into college, the key word is to be intentional. If you really want to make friends, you have to be intentional. If you really want to have a good experience, like a good college experience, you have to be intentional about like the people you talk to or the conversations you have, having conversation with the people in your class, or joining clubs or joining a sport. You have to be intentional about those things. So I say just try really hard to join clubs, to join sports, and become cool with the people in your classes as an introvert. And I know like that sounds like a lot. Like if someone would have told me that before I started school, I would have been like, ugh. Because I definitely am not athletic, so I wouldn't have joined a sport. The club thing, like I tried to join like 2 different clubs, maybe 3, my freshman year, and they all didn't pan out. They all seemed super boring. I mean, I only went to 1 meeting, but I wasn't vibing with anybody in the club. So I was like, okay, whatever. And I talked to people in my classes though. I did that though. So that's not like the hardest thing. So if I could do it with someone who has just recently become like a social introvert, like someone who was like shy, I would talk to people in my class. If you have like a question about the assignment, you can ask the person next to you. You know, you can make conversation with the people in your class so that they just know who you are, and that can like get the ball rolling as far as you guys becoming friends, or at the very least becoming friendly with the people in your class. Just see what clubs or sports on campus like you have like a genuine interest in, and try to go for that, because I feel like definitely if you're in a sport, that becomes way easier to make friends if you're in a sport, because you guys are just going through the same things, and you guys are just in the same boat, so it's easier to like relate to each other. So it's easier to make friends that way if you're in a sport. If you're not in the sports, if you're not in clubs, and you don't really talk to people, yeah, always not going to be the easiest. But just focus on the people in your classes, and then once time passes, once time goes on, you can see who you vibe with, you can see who you like, who you don't like, you can see who you can see yourself being friends with, and just who you click with the most, and who you can, you know, try to become friends with. So like I said, intentionality is the key as an introvert on a college campus. Intentionality. Being intentional with the clubs you join, being intentional with the sports teams you try to be a part of, being intentional with the people that you talk to in your class, being intentional with trying to have an active social life. I think that's how you get through being an introvert in college, especially if you made the same mistake as me, going into college, going to a school where you don't know anybody, out of state, as an introvert who isn't good at talking to strangers and isn't great at warming up to people super easily when I just meet them. So really, as an introvert, you got to put in like 10 times more effort to make friends and to have a social life than like the average person. It can be challenging and it can be hard, but like once you like get through it, and once you start like making your friends, and once you start noticing that you're like going out more, having a fun experience and having a fun social life, it's all worth it, and it becomes that much better. And you'll be glad that you were intentional about like making friends and being social. Okay, so that's the end of my video. Hope you guys liked it. If you're a person in college who identifies with being an introvert, let me know down below like what you do to like help you get through that, what you do to like navigate through that. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and turn my post notifications so you be notified whenever I post a new video. I love you guys so much if you made it to the end of this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.